All right, we're doing pretty good here. He's needed a lot of feedback. And this is the kind of guy that will continue to need some feedback, but it will get easier and easier. And he can do it. So we're going to turn around. We're going to go back where there's a little more action. I mean, even these little moments where he starts to worry about what's down there, right? Or he starts to slow down because he catches a scent. There's feedback, guys. It's like when people don't give the dog enough feedback, they're afraid to use the e-collar communication. They're afraid to tap the button. The dog, there's no information coming in, right? Less and less information comes in and they get more and more tuned out. So you can't let that happen. You got to take control, give them the physical feedback through your e-collar, through your leash, all these things. Right there, tap. It's like, stay with me, physically and mentally, stay with me. And you'd be surprised how much better they can really do once they just learn how to do that. We're going to go do a down and get a little more into the action here. Down. Good. So while we're here, Denali's on a very, very short leash. Still loose. I don't want to be managing everything with the leash, but super, super short and loose. So that I have total control if I lose him mentally, right? I don't want to give him 5 feet of leash right now, because if anything does go sideways, that gives him way too much room. No, tap, right, tap, tap. Why? Because his elbows aren't on the floor. So he's escalating mentally and physically. Heel. So a lot of times in heel, we're telling people to hold this button down until you get your dog back into position. With Denali, I've been actually using the strategy that I'm much higher on the remote and my taps tend to be quicker. And that's been working really well. You know, I'm getting him back into position. I'm getting him mentally back, but his biggest problem is mental, right? So tap, like right there. So if your dog's physically out of position, that holding the button down might be the best, might be the best course of action. But if you have a dog that's just mentally all over the place, sometimes you need to be a little bit higher because you got to break through distraction, and you're better off just using taps, to mentally pull them back, right? Get their focus back on you. And if I held the button down at this level, he'd probably start vocalizing, right? But these are quicker taps. And if I did want to hold the button down, I might go down a little bit. So those are the kinds of things you have to get comfortable with after your program. Good. Tap. I'm slowing my pace down here. He's starting to move fast, so I'm slowing down. And I recommend that for people when they go home to do these slow walks. Because it makes it a lot easier to see what the dog is doing and for you to think about how to address it. Right, if you're walking 1,000,000 miles an hour and everything's happening 1,000,000 miles an hour, that makes it much harder for the person and the dog. And this makes the dog have to focus more, right? Every step, he's got to focus. Good. He's doing great. Just tons of feedback. Tap. So that leash never even gets tight, right? I tap long before it gets tight. He starts moving